Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we're going to be talking about some of the most recent news in the NBA. As recently reported by Bleacher Report and Mark Stein, that the Utah Jazz are eyeing Philadelphia 76ers free agent Paul Reed, who had an excellent season with the Sixers last year, and not only that, but he had a decent postseason. During the regular season, he averaged only 4-4 on 70 games played with 2 starts. But in the postseason, played way better, averaging 5 points per game and 6 rebounds per game. So he averaged 5 and 6 with 5. He averaged 5 and 6 during the postseason. He averaged 4 and 4 during the regular season. But during the regular season, he was playing with a couple other centers in the lineup. Having Montrezl Harrell to start the year was getting a lot of minutes, and then I think at some point they also brought in Dwayne Dedmon. So, and then also you got a guy like Joel Embiid who's playing a lot of minutes. So Paul Reed in this scenario for the Sixers is not a guy who's getting a lot of minutes on that Philly team, with Joel being the starting center. I mean, Paul Reed, he's flexible. He could move over to the 4, but it's very it doesn't happen often where Paul Reed switches over to the power forward position, but he can play that power forward position. But it is very likely the Utah Jazz pick up the restricted free agent, because he is a restricted free agent, and Philly has listed how badly they are going to want to bring back Paul Reed, and will probably match any offer sheet he signs with any other team. And I think the Jazz, if they want to get him, he's going to be an overpay. And is he going to get a lot of minutes? Because it looks like they have it looks like they have a pretty firm front court off the bench. Because you have starting most likely is you probably have Lauri Markkanen starting at the 3 and John Collins starting at the 4, and then Walker Kessler starting at the 5. That means at the backup power forward you have Taylor Hendricks, and at the backup 5 you have Kelly Olynyk. So unless you're going to trade Kelly Olynyk elsewhere, Paul Reed's not going to get much minutes on the Utah Jazz. So why would you give him a big offer? And if I'm the Sixers, why do you want to bring in Paul Reed? I love Paul Reed. He's a great player, and I think he'll improve as time goes by. But look at what the Sixers have done. They not only do they have Joel, and adding in all these centers, it makes me think, okay, is there a chance Joel is about to ask out of Philly? Because they have Joel, that's one thing. They signed Mo Bamba from the Lakers to a 1-year deal, I believe. They re-signed Montrezl Harrell last night. So that's 3 centers right there. And then you add in Paul Reed, you have 4 centers on the roster. So I don't know why you'd want to add in Paul Reed with having already 3 centers on the roster. But if someone matches, if he signs a matching offer with a cheap deal, of course you're going to try to bring him back, because he was pretty decent for the Sixers in the postseason. But we'll see what happens. At the same time, Utah, it's looking like their backcourt off the bench is pretty full to the point where, unless Kelly Olynyk is traded elsewhere, he might not play a lot. And then with Philly, they have 3 centers on the roster. So it's going to be interesting to see where he ends up. You have some more thoughts on the potential signing for the Utah Jazz, and that's it for the video, and peace out.